So when it comes to growing my marketing agency and going from 0 to 6.5K per month in just 2 weeks, all I did was make the conscious decision to start making money online. I created my offer, had a value proposition, clear outcome, installed a guarantee, increased my authority, and had the correct pricing structure. I then created a landing page, put my belief shifting VSL on that landing page, and then I just got tons of traffic and attention, flowed that all into my CRM, had email and text sequences, created a sales script, got people onto a sales call, and then boom, that's me right there with $6,500 after 2 weeks, right? So we then do this at scale, and that's when you start making serious amounts of money. And simply put, scale is just an increase in volume. When I first started my SMMA 2 years ago, right, this whole online thing, I ended up buying Iman Ghazi's Agency Navigator course. Everything was good as it gave me the blueprint that I needed at the very basic level to actually get up and running. But the thing I soon realized was that I was sold a dream and not an actual solution to make my agency work and scale it, right? It was the fast cars, the jewelry, the luxury restaurants, unlimited girlfriends that he had, right? I was so shocked that he did all of this just through running a simple social media marketing agency, right? But after sending over 5,000 cold emails, hundreds of cold calls, and even offering free trials, right? I did all of that. And there was even a point where I was actually tried to pitch $1,500 or 2K per month, right? Because he was like, you only need to pitch 5 clients at 2K per month so you can make $10,000 per month. So I tried that, didn't work, brought it down to 1,500. There was even a point where I got on so many sales calls with people saying, hey, this is too expensive. I don't know, that I thought it was actually the price. I ended up lowering my price all the way down to $350 per month. So after all this time, it didn't make sense to me why I was still not succeeding. But the simplest answer was I was just lost. I was genuinely, I had no idea what I should actually do at all. I was pretty confused, right? And even once I did figure out what I need to do, I still had no idea the actual order I should be doing these things and how to actually do them, right? It was only when I generally took a step back and took a look at the market that we're operating in that I was able to notice the genuine similarities and the differences between the people that actually become successful online versus the ones that just never make it, right? AKA me, way back when. But this is what ultimately led me to create the Leverage Consultant Funnel. And after that, the rest is pretty much history. 2 weeks after creating this and implementing it into my actual business, I hit my first ever $6,500 month. 1 month later, I hit my first ever $20,000 month. And 4 months after that, I hit my first $100,000 month. Now, looking at all this, it just brings me back to this quote. It's like, I believe it goes, at first it's nothing, or, you'll have years of nothing and then success is just all at once. That's literally what it was. It was literally 2 years of me actually trying to make this work. And, had a revelation, installed new systems, and all at once. So it is pretty funny how things actually work in life. It's going to be all at once. You'll struggle for a long time. You'll finally figure out all at once, right? And I've since used this money to do all the cool online stuff you see people talk about. I've took the first class flights, sipping champagne with my mom on the left, took the trips to Dubai before. I've drove the luxury cars, and I bought a SVR 2-3 weeks ago. So the first thing we're going to talk about, or we need to talk about in order to make this whole online thing actually work, is going to be your offer. So to create a bulletproof offer, here's what we need to understand. Your offer is what the prospect gets, right? Your service is what you do. An example would be your offer is going to be like, I'll get you 60 clients in 30 days guaranteed. Your service is, I'll edit your short form and long form videos, right? So what you don't want to do is never make the fatal mistake of thinking you're providing a beautiful, amazing, bulletproof Alex Hormozy offer, right? By simply saying, I do Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok, and website building, right? And email stuff, right? Combining all these services into one. That's not what we do. And that's like, we're not like some sort of full stack service agents. We don't just do everything, right? What you need to understand is that as business owners, our goal is to deliver a desired outcome for our clients, not only as fast as possible, but as easy as possible, right? And now, in order to accomplish this, our solution must not only be as simple as possible, right? But also as leverage as possible. And when you accomplish these things, you end up getting results like this. Like I occasionally make $5,000 per day, made 11K last Sunday, make $30,000 per week. Esteban, one of my inner one-on-one partners, he closed a 3K deal. He's only 16 years old. Milos made 4K in a single weekend, and Rolando made $5,000 in a single day from just one client. Now, if you want a full 58-page breakdown on how we're actually doing this, then just check the first link in the description. So how do we actually go about doing this? You design a high valued solution by understanding the desired goal of your ideal clients. There will typically be multiple problems standing in the way, preventing them from actually getting to their desired situation, whatever that may be, right? Really going to depend on your niche and who you're working with. Some clients, they just want to make more money. You may be in a niche where people are prioritizing health. They want to lose weight or they want to gain muscle, right? That's two completely different desired situations. So you understand these initial situations and desired situations, and then you build the mechanisms to solve each of those problems that the client is going to face, and you present it to the client as the full solution. So visually, that's going to look like this: initial situation, however many problems in between, and then you have your end goal. That's what this looks like. If you're familiar with Alex Shamozy, which you definitely are if you're watching me, right? What he did, which allowed him to build and scale and then exit his company Gym Launch for $46.2 million, was he defined a initial situation for his target market of gym owners was a level 1 gym. Their dream outcome and desired situation he defined was a level 3 plus gym. The problems that were in the way that he identified was them understanding the levels of a gym, solving client acquisition, which he did in a done for you basis, solving churn, giving the infrastructure to scale, installing talent acquisition systems, and then understanding macro business models. So note, as you can see here, he did, many different methods of delivery, meaning done with you, done for you, and do it yourself. You want to have a healthy balance between all three methods of delivery: done with you, done for you, and do it yourself, right? As you can see here, this client acquisition was done for you. And a lot of these other things were done with you, right? And occasionally a few of them were do it yourself. The reason why is because this allows you to have maximum leverage in your solution while still not sacrificing actual client satisfaction and successful client results. So this is what led me to understand that the most leveraged solution was in creating a leverage consultant offer. Now, what is that, right? So let's go over what leverage consulting contains. Leverage consulting is about solving the full gap for your client and then combining coaching and agency elements into your offer. When you offer a simple done for you offer, you're doing all the work. And not only that, not only do you implement it for your clients, but you also have to manage it as well. Leverage consulting. So what that means is you're still basically being paid for your time. Leverage consulting doesn't pay you for your time. It pays you based on the potential of the system that you have built. This makes it easier for prospects to say yes since they see that you're solving and accounting for more of the problems that they're going to face. It allows you to charge higher tickets since if you're solving for more, you're presenting your solution as more valuable, right? And then you're also going to get better results since you're solving more problems. In the simplest form, the coaching model is just the exchange of information for money. And typically this is going to be delivered through protocols, SOPs, which stands for standard operating procedures, content, which is like course trainings, right? Video trainings, and then frameworks on how to actually do things. In the simplest form, the agency model is just the exchange of services for money. This is where you're actually implementing things in a done for you manner based on the needs of a client, right? So a few examples of that would be growth campaign installation, paid ads, appointment setter, installing an appointment setter into someone's company, content distribution systems, right? The leverage consultant offer framework gives us a more leveraged mechanism, thus allowing us to achieve scale much, much faster. But since we're actually good business owners that genuinely care about results, right? We're going to have a healthy balance between having a leverage solution and providing tangible results. After this, we have a great offer, right? Now we need to understand the game that we're actually playing. So understanding the game. In my opinion, I feel like the mass amount of gurus and flashy lifestyle people on the internet make us forget that running a social media marketing agency is an actual business. Like it's a company, it's a real thing. It's not like some, side hustle thing and just like, you jack off and like make 10K per month, right? No, it's a business. Let's understand that there's like 26 plus million, I don't know the statistics, right? There's millions of business owners in the US that literally struggle to make a few $1,000s per month. And we get this image to us online painted that, hey, we can come online, start an agency and make $10,000 per month with 5 clients easy, no struggle, right? They make us feel like running an agency is something that it's not, and it's some easy side hustle and doesn't require real business principles. Once I understood that this was not the case, and that in order to make this work, I had to apply real business principles, everything changed, right? So the fundamental causes of business growth, if we think about what a business is, you only have 2 options. You can get more customers, or you can make your current customers worth more. This is the only way to make more money. And this is because a business is simply a machine that you put $1 into it and it spits out more money than you put into it if you're doing it right, right? Once I started thinking about business as a simple machine of inputs that lead to outputs, that's when everything changed. Here's the general equation and like visual framework of kind of what a business is. You have your inputs, systems come in, something happens in between, and then it leads to an output, right? Very, very similar to a car. A car has inputs. We put fuel into the car. A car then has systems which convert that gasoline that we just put into usable energy for the car to move. And the output that we get is a functioning vehicle. So how would this look in a business? Well, the 3 components that drive a business is our ability to get attention, our ability to convert attention, and our ability to deliver value to our clients. Now, these 3 components also must have their own systems in order for them to function. For example, right, the ability to get attention. Well, if we want attention, we're probably going to set up cold acquisition systems, organic acquisition systems, and paid acquisition systems. If we want to convert attention, we need systems to actually provide the stimulus and the stimuli that make someone want to book a call, aka schedule, make someone want to show up on that call, and then have systems and processes that for closing these clients. Next is our ability to deliver value to our clients. We want to have a system around a client journey, the ability to get people quick wins, and then consistent and daily communication. Simply knowing these things, I was able to solve my own problem of not being able to make money, as well as pretty much make failure improbable. So let's talk about that. That's pretty cool, right? Making failure improbable, pretty much making it impossible for yourself to fail. So how do you guarantee your own success with mathematical decision making? So in order for us to guarantee our own success and the amount of money we want to make, we have to think about logical outcomes and how business actually works. All we need to do is simplify them down to the number of activities that we need to do to get our desired result, aka inputs required. Now, I was just talking about that earlier, right? Cars, we need to input fuel to get a desired result. Business, same thing. So let's talk about some of these inputs. What inputs are we tracking? So the very first thing is acquisition. How much attention gets us X amount of leads? From there, how many leads do we need to get X amount of appointments that actually show up? From there, how many appointments do we need? How many people do we need to speak to so that we can actually close someone and get a sale? From there, what X things does a client need to get certain X desired result, right? What things need to happen for them to get the desired result that they want? We can break this down much simpler for our acquisition. With cold, the overarching statement is how many emails do I need to send to get a client? But you can break this down to how many emails will get me an actual response, aka a hot lead. From there, how many responses, how many hot leads turn into a book call? And from there, how many book calls get me a close? With organic, it's how many posts do I need to get a client? But we can break this down into how many posts get me a lead, how many leads turn into a book call, and how many book calls turn into a client. And lastly, with paid, the overarching statement is how many dollars do I need to spend to get a client? But we can break that down into cost per lead, right? How many dollars does it take to get me a lead? Cost per book call, how many dollars does it take me to get a book call? And from there, we can figure out how many dollars does it take me to get a client. So that's our overall measurements, right? Knowing this, I kind of put this philosophy into the leverage consultant funnel. And the reason it works, right? You may, does this even work? So the reason it works so well, and I'm currently got the results that I have, and my one-on-one partners are getting the same, is because it solves for the full gap, and then it makes failure improbable. So simply put, volume negates luck. We understand this, right? Once you have a leverage consultant offer and begin the process of getting attention and presenting that offer to as many people as physically possible, which is your job as a business owner, your success then becomes inevitable. So let's take a look at the funnel. You have a leveraged offer. You have the ability to get unlimited attention, the nurturing systems to nurture that attention, conversion mechanisms to get prospect to schedule, show, and close, and then more nurturing mechanisms with content assets, pre-call sales flow, and then sales systems, right? So we're taking a look at the gap, leveraged offer, install cold acquisition, organic and paid acquisition systems, lead magnets, content assets, and conversion mechanisms. This is what takes you from your initial situation of a struggling agency owner, or not having any tangible systems in your business, not having a business at all, right? Honestly, to your dream scenario of a 7-figure company. So how did I install these acquisition methods to actually start getting clientele? So let's talk about attention. The reason it took me a long time, 2 years, to finally get to the point where I can install the system, and then 2 weeks later I make $6,500 per month. The problem was I didn't have a consistent and predictable way of getting attention. I was only using one channel. So what did I do? I installed all three. So this allows us to get multiple touch points of recognition from our leads, prospects, and clients. Outbound, organic, and paid traffic. You can easily do just one. And honestly, doing just one will likely allow you to build a sustainable business. But of course, all three work better together. Installing all three is what allowed me to sign 93 clients in 90 days. And I'm not talking about like cheap monthly retainers. I'm talking about high ticket clients with someone even paying me $10,000 right up front. So the reason for this is because if someone clicks on your ad and then consumes your content, guess what? The sale is much easier. If someone opens your email, decides to finally get on a call, but before getting on that call, they search you up and find your content, well, guess what? That sale is much easier. If you didn't have these things, the likelihood of the sale is much, much lower. So let's talk about these three systems and actually, implementing them. So with cold outreach, just do note you can send 50 emails per day per domain. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is go to GoDaddy.com, buy at least 35 cold email domains. Make sure all of them are separate domains, meaning that they should be similar to your main domain site, right? If your main domain site is acquisitionlogics.com, you're going to buy domains similar, like tryacquisitionlogics.com, getacquisitionlogics.com, etc., right? Then buy a few email addresses for each domain. Add the following DNS records to each domain. They're going to add SPF, DMARC, and DKIM. Upload each cold email to instantly.ai so you can begin the warm-up process. This is going to take about 2 weeks. Then build a list of your target market, your niche inside Apollo.io. I know ListKit is pretty good for this as well. Then export that list you just made using export@apollo.io. Verify all the leads to make sure those are tangible, real email addresses and real phone numbers that will work. Upload all these leads to instantly.ai after they're done warming up. Write a cold email script with your main goal being to send them a loom and not book them a call. And then start sending your mass amount of emails per day. And depending on your volume, you should aim for about 3 leads per day. From there, get them on a call. And a 20% closing rate is going to be what you're aiming for. That means for every 5 sales calls that you speak to, you should be closing at least 1. From there, all you're doing is understanding your numbers, deciding exactly how many clients you want per month, and sending that exact amount of emails per day that is going to get you the exact amount of clients that you want. Next is organic. So note, content gives you an exponential boost to every single aspect of your business. Not only does it get you more top of funnel attention, it nurtures anyone that's already in your ecosystem, and it also converts anyone that's in your ecosystem. Bonus, it also helps nurture your current client list as well. Do not think that your current clients just for some reason stop watching your content, right? This also gets them more bought in. So content is arguably the most important part of your funnel. This is the only strategy that not only gets you attention, but also converts it and even gets your existing clientele more bought in. So what you're going to want to do is understand your content pillars. For example, if your content pillar is lead gen, then, if your service is lead gen, then your content pillars are going to be social ads, offers, appointment setting, case studies, and how to save time by outsourcing your marketing, right? For each of these pillars, you want to go into ChatGPT and tell it to give you 70 FAQs for each. From there, narrow these down to 30 of the absolute best ones. Put them all in a spreadsheet with a checkbox next to each so you know which ones you've completed already, which ones you haven't. Then sign up for hypefury.com. Post 3 to 5 tweets every single day answering a different FAQ. Cross-post them to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn to save time. And at the end of the week, figure out which ones perform the best. Turn the top ones into short form videos and take the best short form videos and expand on them in a long form content system for YouTube. And create a lucid chart so you can actually have some sort of visual demonstration for anyone that's watching. and then repurpose these YouTube videos that you're posting into newsletters. So you should honestly be posting on YouTube at least 3 times per week, but nobody's perfect, right? So at least once per week will be fine for now, but do aim for 3 times per week. Keep in mind, your first time will be bad. And if you want like motivation, just go watch my first video and see how far we've come, right? So then you have paid acquisition. This is my absolute favorite. And this is the most predictable one. You definitely want to have this system nailed inside of your business, right? The strategy we're going to go over is direct response marketing, but there's a few other strategies that I love to use as well, especially like the value funnel. So paid ads is my favorite because you can simply spend $1 and get $10 back. The ROI and return on ad spend that you're going to get is pretty straightforward. But your ROAS, your return on ad spend, is also going to depend on your sales skills, the quality of your funnel, and other things that are you have to keep in mind, right? The first thing you're going to want to do is test 4 variations of messaging angles on your actual ad creative. The first one is your offer. The second one is your appointments. This is how many appointments you can guarantee somebody. Third one is sales. And then the last one is fulfillment. You especially want to use this one if you have a unique value proposition or a unique sales mechanism, right? Then put the qualifying questions on an instant form. So like, do you currently own X type of business? Are you above 10K per month? Yes or no? How long have you been in business and where are you located? Then from there, these people will opt in. You'll send them an auto response message, give them the option to directly book onto your calendar. From there, send email and SMS resources for free, nurture and educate them with content assets, which will allow you to actually book a warm appointment. They will enter your pre-call flow from there to get more nurtured, educated, familiar with your offer. From there, you'll be able to close 30 to 40% of these calls. All you're doing is simply understanding your numbers and scaling. That's all we got for this video. Bye-bye.